Welcome everybody to, I guess I'll show this first, to our Paying for College Toolkit training. This is the updates for what is going on with the toolkit itself. If you haven't yet, feel free to go ahead and work on that poll while I'm just getting some intro items started. This is our first training for our first training webinar for the series for this year. So very excited to kick that off. And I'm excited that Lisa Molina, of course, is here with me, who runs our trainings from our department. So very grateful for her to be here. And I'm thankful for you all as well. Just heads up, at this time of the year, I get allergies really bad. So I'm a little sniffly, so I'm very sorry for that up front. But I'm very excited to be here with all of you. If there are any UCAC advisors that are in this meeting, just note this will just be a refresher because I did give you this training earlier. But in addition to that, I don't think we'll spend the full 30 minutes unless you have a lot of questions. So please feel free to ask any questions as we're either going through this or at the end. There will be time in either place. We have plenty of time. But I'm excited to kind of share some of the updates of what's going on. So with that being said, let's look at our poll so far. So I did ask in the poll, and you're welcome, like I said, to use this. I'm putting the link to it as well in the chat. But what are some ways to pay for college? Looks like we got the big one: scholarships, of course, savings, loans. We'll see what you all wrote down. Student loans, Pell Grants, 504 plans, scholarship, savings, loans, grants, financial aid, and working while paying off while attending. I love that. Scholarships, etc. There's another paying for college item on here, or another poll that I have. So feel free to do that one as well. But I'm going to get to that in a little bit. So with that being said, thank you all for being here today. There will be a recording of this later. In addition to that, there will also be, you'll have access to these slides and of course the toolkit you're going to get access to. So sorry, I'm like clicking in different places. So agenda for today, we're going to review the ways to pay for college, of course, which many of you already covered with our poll. And we're going to explore the updated toolkit with some of the new activities I've added to it. I've updated a couple of things to make things smoother if you've used the toolkit in the past. If not, if this is like an introduction to you, awesome. We'll have some information for that as well. And then we'll finish with different ways to use the toolkit in your schools for the different things that you do. With this slide here, this has been used for many years. So if you haven't seen it, then this is a good thing that you are seeing it, but it's been used and passed down for a long time. But this is our paying for college order of operations of how we kind of definitely want to push out paying for college items to students. Number one, of course, we want to utilize whatever free or nearly free items we can for students as they're going into college. So items such as scholarships or grants that are free for the students, for those that do qualify, etc. And then nearly free resources that they can be utilizing right now, such as concurrent enrollment, advanced placement classes, international baccalaureate type courses, or dual enrollment with our technical colleges. And then, of course, many students will need access to, they'll need different ways to pay for college along with that. And that can be utilized through earning money, such as work study, other type of employment like summer employment, or just working throughout the semester. Saving money, utilizing different resources such as 529s, using credit unions or bank accounts. And then, of course, this is on here, and because a lot of students do end up utilizing this, which is student loans or borrowed money. And I know loans are quite a bit of a taboo surrounding that topic when we discuss it. However, a lot of students do end up using loans, and we need to make sure we're informing them and teaching them how to wisely use them so they're not getting into lots of debt, etc. And we do recommend using federal student loans over private just because there are some good benefits when it comes to using the federal loans. Now, if you've utilized my Paying for College toolkit in this last year, then you kind of are aware of the different main topics of the toolkit. But these are some different ways to pay for college, which like we were already covering earlier. Scholarships, of course, financial aid through the FAFSA, grants, work study student loans, of course. earning money through employment, saving money, and then finding other ways to cut costs while either in college or while in high school before the student gets to college. So let's jump back to that poll. I wanted to see some unique things or unique ways that you've seen someone pay for college or cut college costs. I want to see this word cloud. Employer reimbursement, that's a great one. Online books, another great one. And I know this is just pieces of what you've written down, so we'll look at some of those different items. Parents, credit card. Let's go ahead and look at some of these because sometimes it just grabs different things. National Guard, online books using Alexa instead of audiobooks. Credit card with a sad face. Now that's a sad face. Employer reimbursement. These are definitely some great ways when it comes to paying for college that you can look at and explore outside of just the general items. And renting textbooks over like buying your textbook. I know some books aren't needed for your future, for the student's future career, that they won't need to buy it itself. They can just rent it. That's another great way. So this is awesome. Thank you so much for jumping in that poll. Sorry, I lost my mouse. It like disappeared. There we go. So to dive into the toolkit itself, this is the updated version. The updated version is just like last year when it comes to the presentations. There are 7 PowerPoint presentations. All of them are in one on the full presentation. So the full presentation has everything that you would need for the whole thing. And then there's a simplified presentation as well as 5 smaller presentations that are split up into these different subjects here. Like we've talked about, like scholarships, FAFSA, earning and saving, creative ways to cut costs, and individual student situations. An update I've done with the presentations themselves, the files were really big this last year. I went through and cleaned up the presentations themselves, so they are much smaller, easier to email if you need to. I've made it so that, you know, last year when you click the full presentation to download it, it took like 20 minutes. It should take no longer than like 2 or 3 minutes, depending on your internet, of course. So the files are much smaller. So that's one big update that's been added to that. There are 8 different handouts that accompany the presentations themselves. You've got the scholarships, FAFSA, earning and saving, creative ways to cut costs, as well as our other handouts that are specific to individual students, such as deferment, FAFSA eligibility, tribal citizenship and membership, and students with disabilities. The toolkit also has 4 videos. If you utilized the toolkit last year, you would be aware of these videos. But what I've done is I've taken these videos and I've added other videos to a playlist. So now you have full playlists on the different topics specific to this, which you can find in the presentation itself. One of the big items that I have added to this is activities. I have created 5 different activities that you can utilize with your students in classroom settings, in different types of settings. The first one being the scholarship scavenger hunt. This is a good introduction on how to help students, you know, searching for scholarships online. The second activity is a financial aid estimator activity where the student can go in and use the financial aid estimator and see like an estimate when it comes to possible aid opportunities they could qualify for. And this can be shared, and that kind of helps them when it comes to looking at, you know, filing the FAFSA, etc. And it's good for younger grades as well. There's a resume builder activity. This activity is specific to helping a student, you know, when it comes to finding a job while they are going to possibly get jobs on campus or while they're going to college. And a lot of the resources on that resume builder are from the colleges themselves that they can utilize. The fourth activity is a college benefits bingo. As you can see, here's the card, or one of the cards. This is a great way to get your students to kind of explore their college in a different way. So for example, this topic isn't talked about too much, but how much is a parking pass on campus? Because a lot of colleges have parking requirements. What are the different parking, you know, levels, etc. That's something they can go search and do a little fun activity with it. So, and then the last one is a My 529 exploration activity. If you do that with the students, awesome. If you want to just explore it yourself, awesome. I went and did it and learned so much about My 529. It was actually kind of fun. So to find the toolkit, you're going to go to ushi.edu. Jump out of the screen. And you can search this up on your computer. I'm just going to show you the navigated way to get to it, as well as all of our other resources that Lisa and I provide. So, and sorry this takes a minute. When I have Zoom up, my internet likes to struggle just a little bit more. So on our uc.edu website, there's going to be initiatives up here on top. You're going to hover over that, go down to K through 12 outreach. And that's going to be your favorite place to go because it has all the items you would need from our office. And then you're going to find the Utah College application and financial aid resources. And click on that. On this page, you'll just scroll down. After this QR code, it should have some different options. One of those being the Paying for College Toolkit. All of the English versions are available now. So you can go in, if you click on the main title of it, it will download a file for you. If you just click on the PDF version, it should just open on your web browser. And these presentations, the handouts, etc., you can edit. So if you need to add something, if you want to just take certain slides out of these and add them to your slides, awesome. You're welcome to do that. So yeah, that's basically a toolkit. One of the big updates, as you can see, is at the header of each item. It has all the different links to everything else. So if you need the handout, you can click there. If you want to click on the activity, or if you want to click on the videos. So that is the Paying for College Toolkit. Let's see, go back. We have our presentations, handouts, and then videos, as well as the activities. So feel free to explore as you wish. Just to wrap up here with the last maybe 5-ish minutes, I do want to talk about how you can utilize this toolkit in your schools and different ways to use it. One of the big ones is, of course, in your PCCRs if you're a school counselor, or if you're just meeting with students. You can share slides. You can have specific ones set up in some of your conversations that are easy to use, that you can just show to the student to kind of give a visual. You can have the handouts printed out so that you can share with the families and that they can use to take notes on and take home as well. If you are in the classroom, you've got the presentations and you can present shorter presentation versions for 20 to 30-minute type sessions, or if you want to go longer, you can do full class periods, depending on your topic, etc. You can print out the handouts for the students. You can play the videos to help you while you're teaching. Or if you want to do an activity, you can do an activity now with some of the different activities. You can also host events. If you want to do like a workshop at school or after school or a family type event, maybe you can host an event, and at this event, you can do a big introduction. You can share the first 8 slides of the main full presentation that talks about, the introduction to paying for college itself. And then you can split up into different classes where there are different presenters with the different handouts or activities, etc., just to talk about those different topics. And then you've got the videos that the presenters can use. You've got, a lot of the resources that, if the presenter has those items, awesome. If they want to utilize these items, they can do that as well. And you can share that with them. If you want to do lunchtime activities or share things on the school news, you can do that as well. Have handouts ready to go, pass out to students. You can share it on their broadcasting for their news. And then another one, of course, is a social media campaign. And this is something I'm actually looking into developing actual items here in the next year. But what you can do is have a social media campaign on the different topics. So a 5-week or monthly type series that discusses each section of the presentation. So you can, for example, talk about scholarships in January, FAFSA in February, earning and saving in March, April, of course, and then May. Or you could do this throughout the year. This was mainly set up for the springtime, but you could do this starting now. And each of the slides has some different topics that you can just make into a quick post and share it on your social media or text it out to students and families. And that's basically the toolkit. I'd love to hear any feedback that you have about the toolkit if you have used it, or if you're just want to give that feedback about it. I'd be happy to receive that. We're always looking for good feedback on how to improve things. Any questions, you're welcome to share this information out. My email up here on top is for you as professionals to contact me. The FAFSA help at ushi.edu is specific to the public. So any students, parents that need assistance, etc. And this phone number is also a public phone number that you can share. Any questions for me before we wrap up? I know that I said we weren't going to use the whole time. And this is just a quick update, but I do want to give you also time back to explore the toolkit yourself.
So I have a quick question. You
Yes,
went like really fast. I was trying to write things down. When you went to ushe.edu, where did you go?
Great
I was trying
question.
to pull it up, and then I didn't get it all.
So back to ushi.edu.
Okay.
I should have went a little bit slower there. Thank you for that.
Well, I'm just slow too.
So on this main page, you're just going to hover on the initiatives here up on top.
Okay.
And then there's a K through 12 outreach tab. And this is like your go-to as a professional that works in K through 12 or in other places. It's got our state scholarships, concurrent enrollment, Utah College Application Week, and financial aid resources. That's where you'll find the toolkit.
Okay.
Ed Insights is where we've got our training, so you can go look and just for the different trainings, and then Keys to Success is on there. But yeah, you'll want to click on this Utah College Application and financial aid resources tab. And then you should be able to find everything if you need, preparing for college items. This is where Lisa has all her resources. Anything paying for college, that's my realm, and the FAFSA. All that should be here. So
perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking that. I bet a lot of people have that same question.
And Dylan, I dropped the link in the chat as well for the direct link to the page. So if you're struggling from getting to the main page, that direct link is there. There's lots of Utah dash, but if you bookmark that into your browser, that's a really good way to like quickly go to that. I always do that all the time with anything. I just like bookmark things and then go back to my list. But yeah, explore that page and let us know if there's something that you see that we're missing, or I know I'm developing some preparing for college items. So you might see some new ones on there right now. So
yeah, and I've got FAFSA items that will be updated here soon. With the FAFSA delay this year, there's a couple things that have to be delayed just because I don't have the information yet. But yeah, just keep an eye on this webpage. It's constantly being updated. So any other questions? If you run into any errors on this, please let me know. That's something we definitely want to jump on and fix as soon as possible. So if you encounter any problems, please share, email me, reach out to us. We'd be happy to update those and fix those. If you have any ideas, love to hear ideas, love to hear feedback, etc. Yeah.
and
As well. Oh yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
sorry, do you have anything else? I just wanted to put like a shameless plug in for the trainings this week.
Yes,
We
please go
have a
ahead.
few. Yeah, thanks for pulling that up. So if you go to the statewide trainings, it's divided by statewide, and then more specific types like preparing and paying for college and FAFSA. But this week we do have that preparing for college statewide training where we'll talk about concurrent enrollment, so updates to that program, as well as something new that we're going to present as well, which is prior learning standardization. So if you have students that are taking AP classes, IB classes, or even possibly doing some CLEP to get some college credit, we'll be talking more about how that has been standardized in our state of how credit is being awarded at the institution. So I'd love to see you all there if you're able to. Just join us at any time during that. But you'll probably see an email from me today about that reminder coming up on Friday. And we'll also talk about Talent Ready Utah with some workforce updates and technical education as well. So I'm excited for that, to see you all there.
And adding to that, we do have our first part of FAFSA trainings starting this week, but it goes through all of September. And if some of these times don't work for you, please feel free to just get registered so you have the access to the recordings, which can be shared. And you're welcome to reach out to me if you have any questions as well. And then we do have the continual parts of those FAFSA trainings that I have not set up scheduling yet, just because we're still awaiting more answers from federal student aid with this delay. So to be continued, so keep an eye on this. If you're someone that runs over FAFSA items in your school.
I know I registered for a few of these when they came out before we left for the summer break. If I go to register for them again, because I forgot if I registered for any, will it tell me?
I don't know if it'll tell you, but you might have like a duplicate on your either calendar, or maybe you'll get 2 emails. Lisa, maybe you have more info.
I could, if you reach out to me, I can double check to see
Okay.
which ones and
Same.
look on the back end. I do more of that statewide just training. So if you did register for that, reach out to me, as well as the preparing for college stuff. I can double check for you. Even if you were to register in duplicate again, it won't necessarily impact us in any way. So feel free to do that if you feel like you don't remember, you forgot if you did. That's no problem.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
I also noticed we had a couple of people that did register that may have inserted their email, maybe like 1 letter off on accident, and are not receiving any of those emails and such surrounding these trainings. So if you have not received any information about some of these yet, please re-register or email us to double check, and we'll be able to figure that out for you. So.
And even if you can attend and you register, I still encourage you to do that, because we record all of our trainings and then we follow up with those folks that did register for each of those individual trainings and send out the recording. And you should be able to find them on this page later on afterwards. So either way, you would get an email, or you would come back here and review the recording if there's ever a chance that you needed to go back and review an item. We encourage you to just still register, so you show up on our list of attendees.
Perfect. Well, other than that, please reach out to us if you have any questions. I know Lisa's email's not up here, but you can reach out to me if you need to connect with her as well. And I didn't get to answer this earlier, but for the Pink College Toolkit, it will be available in Spanish, just not yet. We're in the process of getting everything finalized before getting it translated. So, yeah. If no other questions, we're going to wrap up this meeting. Thank you so much for being here today, and we will see you in the near future with some of our other trainings. So thank you so much, everybody, and have a great day.
Thank you.